Amazon be hiring, Jack. Y'all laughing. We all gonna be at the goddamn break room in Amazon laughing. That shit gonna be real funny. We got on our damn blue smocks. Talking about where y'all root at today. I'm doing the west side. What you doing? East side. You always get the east side looking boy. It's funny because we gonna be buying shit off Amazon, delivering it to ourselves to make that make sense. Oh my god. I gotta keep drinking water because this shit is so funny. This is an original instrumental. Soulful music. So hopefully your Ogun has been cooled off. Tried to bring some lighthearted truth energy, but not bringing stress into your life. Because a lot of times people want to bring stress and truth into your reality and make you question if you're doing the right thing. So through magic and sorcery, over and over again, they can kill the certain person, but they cannot kill the same energy because energy doesn't die. It just keeps coming back and keeps coming back. So at the end of Loki, yes, they killed Jonathan Major, but guess what happens? Who is on the statue? It's just a statue of Martin Luther King. I mean to say Jonathan Majors. I don't know why that Martin Luther King energy is so strong. Maybe because he is a clone of Martin Luther King. I don't know where that came from. Gotta drink water. See, they tried to... Y'all will learn one day. Y'all will learn one day about reincarnation and things of that nature and rituals and things of that nature and them knowing your energy better than you know your energy and things of that nature. But let's deal with some astrology. Is your Ogun cool? Today we'll be talking about the Sun opposed Pluto as it transits into the Cancer Deacon of Love opposing Pluto, energy of change. So as love incurs into your life, true love ultimately requires a change. No way that you can say that you loved yourself to the most ultimate of all ultimates yesterday, to which you do not have to love yourself of the ultimates of all ultimates today. When you begin to be serious about your self-love process, it brings about a change. And it's not because I want change. I love my friends. I love my family. I would wish that my friends and family be just stick with me for all time and just rock out with my day ones and things of that nature. But that's not my life path. In reference to Sun entering into the energy of Cancer, you must tune in and tap into those members of your soul group. Tap into your soul plane. But it's hard to tap into your soul plane if your Ogun is hot. So as we talk about Venus conjunct Mars in the first deacon of Leo opposed Jupiter, these are Ogunian territories where there is war, anger, eagerness, narcissism, manipulation, and illusions, and all of these things. And because we see them, we get pissed off. And the thing about us, when we get pissed off, don't nothing happen. But the thing about the world and the processions of the equinoxes and things of that nature, it doesn't stop because Charmaine ass is pissed off because her baby daddy cheated last night. I mean, it is July 19th, whether that nigga cheated or not. It's Mountain Valley spring water. That's why I'm drinking it like that. Gotta keep my Ogun cool. Because it's always bullshit that take place. It's always energies that take place that bring about the feelings of, I've been played. But if you realize that you from the universe and the level up is about your understanding of self-love, then yesterday was a form of illusion, manipulation, and some form of a narcissistic tendency because you're moving out of that vibration. But if you never move out of a vibration, if you never say Sun opposed Pluto, right? If you never say the deepest love is about how I change, as opposed to the deepest love is about how strong my roots are to my day ones. Well, that ain't in reference to life, where life is changing constantly. So think about your relationships. Are your relationships based upon truth? Or are they based upon an illusion, a manipulation, or a narcissistic tendency? And fellas, you could be in a relationship with a woman and she be deeply narcissistic, meaning that she doesn't care about the integral processes of the relationship, how to manage the emotions, how to manage the overall equilibrium of the home or the diet of the home, the Cancerian forces of the energy, while you deal with the Capricornian energies, or vice versa. Because there's some great stay-at-home dads and there are some wonderful 10th house Capricornian women who hold their family down financially. But if you are a Capricornian woman and you attract a Cancerian male and you like, well, I don't like you, Cancerian male, you too feminine for me. Well, you too masculine for him, but that's a whole nother conversation. Is your Ogun cool? Because if it ain't, you're not going to be able to handle this conversation. So keep water on deck and cool your Ogun, cool your war tendency, because in reference to the people that are close to you, these are the people that got a 10 times out of 10 wash your dirty drawers. So before you lash out on the people that's close to you, you just have to understand that as you level up, so much your friends and family, and that's okay. Because the best thing that happens for you is not going to trigger an earthquake or nothing like that. I mean, tomorrow will be July 20th. And the day after that will be July 21st. The only difference is that you're choosing your bliss over your obligation. Keeping your Oguns cool. But the Jupiterian energy, as it enters into Aquarius, it has us in a particular mindset where we have to learn. And even more so, if Jupiter transits through Capricorn and we go through our Jupiter and Capricorn in a right manner, we might be at heights that we never imagined ourselves to be on. But we forget the purpose if we ride our Jupiter and Capricorn energy completely selfishly. Because we ultimately should understand that out of Capricorn comes Aquarius. Meaning that you come down off of your high horse and then you say, what have you learned on top of that mountain? A lot of times y'all just say, I just learned myself a little bit more. And it's like, well, we're starving, bro. You were supposed to go to that mountain and bring about the sustenance and bring it back down. Don't you know the processions of the equinox is not reference to your personal ability to be nostalgic or to be narcissistic? Nobody care about your personal success. When you transition, nobody's gonna give a fuck about the money that you made. It's about the impact that you made and the changes that you brought about of spreading truth and awareness because you think you big meech. Larry Hoover. Spreading truth and awareness. Hallelujah. I digress. Jupiter in Aquarius ultimately is pointing out not who has presented illusions to us. It is our illusions within ourselves. The times that we manipulated ourselves in our narcissistic traits. And it is teaching us that we are deeply vulnerable when it comes to these aspects. And what's crazy is that we're not even rich to even be so narcissistic, to even be so manipulative, to even create the illusions within our worlds and within our relationships to which we don't even know how to actually change. So how do you step up? You learn. You educate yourself. Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman. You don't read the book. You read that book and you take notes. Because it's imperative that you be emotionally intelligent, or else you in situations and circumstances where you're emotionally being violated. So much so that you think that it's perfectly normal to feel disconnected from source. You think that that's cool. I'm having a bad day today, Hood. I'm disconnected from source, Hood. That's dangerous, sis. That's dangerous, because ultimately what you're saying is your life force energy is not even relevant to your overall experience. And if I told you to tap into it through the portal of emotions, meaning that you have to be emotionally accountable to tap into your source on a daily experience, to which you always produce high vibrations and high frequencies, no matter what. Well, that's too much to do. Sometimes I gotta feel disconnected, Hood. Well, The disconnected feeling is going to create the vibration and negativity, so much so until you realize that it has to be your conscious source, because you understand the duality or the disparity of being disconnected. Meaning that if you feel bad, be prepared to feel worse, because you don't understand the actual functions and the actual instructions of the law of attraction in reference to changing yourself, changing who you are at a deeper level. To which is easier to call somebody else narcissistic. It's easier to say how somebody manipulated. It's easy to say how people have put illusions in your life, but it's harder to say how you've done those things too. And it's harder to say, I need to learn. I need to put my phone down, pick up a book, get a notebook, and really learn what this book is saying. Internalize it and apply it in my daily life so I can be emotionally intelligent. But when you talk about grown-ass people into their 30s, they only want to have fun. They only want to have a good time. And so as the sun transits into Cancer, in this Cancer season, people you can really, really see in your friends and family structures, the ones who want to get drunk all the time, you smart enough to know that they call that alcohol spirits for a reason. Now, I buy alcohol all the time, but I take that stuff to the graveyard. Alcohol is for the dead. I'm gonna say that one more time. Alcohol is for the dead. Or if you got something that you need to clean out or sanitize. Never once do you think alcohol is creating a positive vibration in your life more than that it's pulling you into that dead realm. It is a spirit that you ingest. And you do not produce these spirits. You're not fermenting these particular hops and things of that nature. You don't know the particular voodoo and hoodoo that's being put down on that alcohol. So the more that you think about it, the easier that it is to move away from these particular spirits and tap into your soul plane. Is your Ogun cool? Keep your Ogun cool, because the people in your life is not brought into war with. To which that war that you have internally is now subjugated and turned in and tuned into your divine masculine partner, your divine feminine partner, to which you so unloved internally that you can't even love a sister. You so in love internally that you can't even love a brother. You waiting for a brother to come say something to you so you could turn them down. But that's a whole nother video. Y'all don't want to get into that. Y'all for sure don't want to talk about that. So let's talk about Venus conjunct Mars in the energy of Leo. The first decan of Leo deals with the energy of strife. Strife meaning that there are a lot of energies pulling at you, a lot of rash actions, a lot of sexual obsessions that you will tune in and tap into and to think that these are the way. But in reality, what it is reducing your life force energy. Why is this reducing your life force energy? Because your life force energy is so strong and it's so uncontrollable and you don't know what to do with it. So your rash action is to think that you must have sex. You have to have sex. You calling somebody on now and you don't got nobody to call, so you on Tinder, you on Plenty of Fish, and you playing the role like, hey, I'm trying to get to know you, but really you just want to have sex because you do not understand your body and your energy. So as Venus conjunct Mars in the first decan of Leo is saying that you need to train your body, mind, and sexual energy to raise that Kundalini energy up your spine so you can tap into the divine plane of ideas. Now, when we tap into these divine plane of ideas, that do not mean start a YouTube channel and get things popping for your personal career. No, we are understanding ourselves and our energy. You learning the instruction manual before you tap in, but we know how y'all get. Y'all get the stuff from IKEA and just start putting shit together. And then when you look at the finished product, it's all lean. We gonna lean to the left. We gonna lean to the right. We gonna lean to the left. Baby, give us some room. Y'all don't know nothing about that because y'all don't be really tuned in and tapped into real music. Shout out to that H channel too. We gonna lean to the left. That's what y'all IKEA furniture be looking like, fam. Because you did not read the instructions. So when you look at your spiritual life and your spiritual understanding, please understand that it's not reduced to spiritual mumbo jumbo, nor is it tied in and tapped into reading people's readings and card readings of the day. That is not a part of your spiritual aesthetic. More than is just reading and understanding your glandular process and how it relates to the spiritual, meaning that it may not be spiritual at all. Everything might be a matter of anatomy, meaning that in reference to your electrons and your DNA and your cellular function and how that operates, if you were to say that that wasn't magic, fam, your heartbeat, not even pumping blood through your body, but giving it a magnetic stamp. Every time your heartbeat is giving your blood a negative ion, to which your heart is just a major positive ion. So if each blood vessel gets stamped with a negative ion, it's getting pushed out of the body. And so your blood is filled with negative stamps. It knows where to go because your heart pumps that positive force that it just comes to it. So your heart is not a pump more than it is just a magnetic stamp. That is magic, meaning that you are the law of attraction, but the law of attraction is in understanding sex. God is sex. When I say God is sex, you say, well, God is God is unknowable. You can't see God. And then it's like, well, sex is uncontrollable. I just need to have it. I can't train my mind and body and sexual energy to raise my kundalini to my mind, to illuminate my God self energy. Venus conjunct Mars in the energy of Leo now Leo deals a lot with the back or the spine. That is the representation or the identification of the body, the back. But the first decan of Leo is the base of the spine, meaning that's where the kundalini resides at. So when Mars conjunct Venus in the first decan of Leo, it is actually that time to bring about that base energy. And that base energy is sexual in nature. But at the same time, it's not a porno more than it is a pastor saying hallelujah on Sunday. But if you indoctrinated to think that sex bad and hallelujah good, then this message is not going to resonate deep within your soul in reference to what you need to do to excite and bring about understanding of your energy. Now, I would say tune in and tap into Chakra Nova, but y'all done did that already. My thing now is, now that y'all done spent the $23 and got the instruction manual, I would read over that first chapter and really tune in and tap into my Kundalini gland and the exercises, as opposed to just passively reading over something and then putting together a half-ass IKEA table and it's leaning to the left, leaning to the right. Baby, give me some room. So Jupiter in Aquarius. So Venus conjunct Mars opposed Jupiter. Now last week, Venus and Mars was opposed Saturn. Now as it transits a little more into the energy of Leo, the following week, it opposes retrograde Jupiter. Now this Jupiter in Aquarius energy, it is the true self. As it's retrograded, it's coming very close to the Earth. But Jupiter in Aquarius is the overall, what they say, Aquarian age. But the Aquarian age is a personal understanding of personal power. And in order to find power, you have to release attachments. So when we deal and tap into the realities of love that the Sun opposed Pluto present, it's also tied in and tapped into the realities of attachment. Because where we think that attachment is love, that's not love. Now, I love my wife, but it's not based upon an attachment. Now, I don't know what it is on the other way around, but I have to learn and teach myself that I have to learn to love myself and not love my relationship, because within loving your relationship, you be really looking for people to do things for you that you could do for yourself. And that's attachment, that's obligation. And so I got to check myself on the times that I say, well, since you're my wife, you should be doing X, Y, Z. And in reality, I know for a fact that that's something that I could be doing. Sometimes I say, well, I do too much. Well, I'm lying to myself. When in reality, I could do much more. I'm not maxed out. So what I'm saying, sometimes in your relationship, you might feel like you cannot do more than what you're doing. Well, this is an illusion. And this is in relation to motherfuckers just want to party and bullshit all the time. Because if it's a party, an all-white party, niggas be looking fresh as hell. But when it comes to educating yourself on the intricacies of secured credit partners and things of that nature, building an LLC or S Corp and things of that nature, or having a book circle or a goddess circle, or, you know, having conversations in relation to our emotional health and our mental health and things of that nature is hard gettings. But if I got free chicken wings in an all-white party, y'all showing up. So the realities of deep love may not be found in your obligations and attachments more than it could be that your true love is moving you up out of your present circumstance. And somebody knocking at your door could be a block to where you need to be, miles and miles and miles away. An additional thing, you can have all of the positive energy in the world. All of the positive energy in the world. All of the love energy in the world. Pluto in Capricorn, Saturn in Capricorn means that it's actual shit that needs to take place. So maybe Pluto in Sagittarius, Saturn in Sagittarius is like, oh, energy, I love your energy. No, what are you doing? Fuck your energy. I don't care about your energy any longer. I don't care about your vibes. I don't care about your frequency. What are you doing, fam? What's going on? What about your Aquarian function? Now, the Aquarian function is a very simple function. It's a function of going to the celestial sea and bringing forth vital knowledge to the community, or vital nutrients or vital waters to the community. That's Aquarian in nature, to which the selfish, narcissistic, manipulative, illusionary energies essentially block one from tapping into the Aquarian energy, because it's all about you. You feel like everything is going to be Capricornian. It's all going to be focused on me and my business, and it's suffocating. It's suffocating to people who love you, because there is no way that they can intercede in helping you or dealing with you, because it's all about you. It's all about your energy. I can't deal with this person because this person got energy and this, that, and the third. But what about your strategy? What about your calculative measure to get what you want? What about your vision? Because a vision makes it a lot easier outside of energy. Waking up every day worried about the energy, as opposed to waking up every day and worried about what part of your strategy are you on. That's a different level. However, Jupiter in Aquarius, Jupiter presents a sword for all of us to yield. Part of our expansion is cutting away all of the fat and tapping into your divine creative energy. And this also deals with moving away from your emotional bonds, because your emotional bonds is tied into energy and how people feel. In reference to your vision, you don't give a damn how people feel. It's irrelevant to how people feel. It's just this is what I have to do today, because I'm fixated on my vision. I'm fixated on my law of attraction. I'm fixated on the fact that if I don't create the reality for myself, somebody else is going to create the reality for me. And the 36 years going on 37 years of people creating the reality for me, I'm good. I'm ready to deal with my divine creative energy. So I'm cutting away the levels of fat, and that's literally, figuratively. And I'm not fighting, or I'm not arguing with people, and I don't have no pride to deal with people. I understand that a lot of the things that I say go in one ear and out the other, and more or less you wouldn't necessarily judge me on the things that I say, but more or less you watch the shit that I do. And more or less, and if I stop and explain to you the things that I'm doing, then I'm not actually doing the things that I'm doing. So I gotta move in the new direction and trust that this Sun and Cancer energy is going to move me closer to my soul group. I know that what I seek is seeking me. To which, if I'm trying to make other people see what I see, I'm wasting time. I'm wasting time, and that's the overall goal of what we're trying to move ourselves into. So what's the overall view of the astrology that I'm peeping up for the week in reference to the Sun opposed Pluto, and it all dealing with this Neptune and Pisces energy? Because the Sun is the Sun is trining Neptune, while Pluto is sextiling okay, let me get that right. The Sun is trining Neptune, and Pluto is sextiling Neptune, and that creates a learning triangle. And what we're attempting to learn is the truth. So of course we love people, but what is true love? Of course we do stuff, but what is it in reference to our soul? What is it reference to our purpose? Are we tuned in and tapped into our soul and our soul's purpose? Are we tuned in and tapped into what our mom and daddy want us to do? To which we did understand where our emotional disconnect is. When you tune in and tap into source, is an overall positive vibration. And this positive vibration is essential to tap into the deeper realms of truth. Because you being pissed off is an actual emotional, hormonal reality. It produces cortisol. Your adrenals produce adrenaline. When you feel it, when you feel rage, when you feel anger, that's a hormonal secretion more than that is a reality. And that hormonal secretion, it goes in the realms of pheromones. So you can be alone in your room and surrounded by energy, spirits, and demons based upon the pornography and the alcohol that you would consume. And now you're surrounded by spirits. And now you're feeling this rage and this anger and this fear and this frustration and this sadness, and it's none of your emotions and none of your energies. It's not even you. It's specifically for the energies and thought forms that you've created so they can feed. You gotta feel like you ain't gonna be in a relationship so that thought form can feed. That's not the reality, because when you tune in and tap into your creative source, the source that you are, it's not even something that you need to buy. It's a realization of who you are as a perpetual means of salvation and positive vibrations and frequencies, because the spiritual truth is so true that it is an abundance of positive emotions and vibrations. So if there's a subtle tendency of, I'm not really sure about this is making me feel a certain type of way about it, is not of connection. It is of disconnection. Because when you are affirmed and validated through source, swear to God, you want to bust a nut, because God is sex. Keep that in mind. So we are learning the difference between love and true love, will and true will. We're also learning what relationships serve us and what relationships do not have our best interest in heart. The other thing that we're learning as we're transiting into major energies of thought and the major energies of passion and creativity and will, do we have an action plan internally? Or have we been so dependent on our structure and our limitations to take care of our action plans that our vulnerability that we feel is just an indication that we need to plan and structure how we are going to emotionally attack our day? Meaning that you may have physical, mental, literary, taking notes, going to work, whatever you're going to do today, you planned out and structured it. But my thing is, have you planned it out emotionally how you are going to feel? Because your feelings are a gateway to your soul. You feeling like shit, but you want to connect to your soul. That's the disconnect. We have to learn to feel great. We have to learn to put ourselves into spaces and relations, and that negative feeling that you feel within your relationship, your friendship, partnership is an indication that that shit's not completely connected. You know, maybe you, it may be your partner, is something where people need to connect. It may be your dog. Your dog need to connect to his goddamn dog spirit. He too relying on you to take him walking and to feed him and things of that nature. And you can't focus on yourself and that little energy. You need to teach your dog to be a little bit self-reliant. Whether you build him a doggy door, right? Get him a dog house or something. Find you something to do, Fido. I'm trying to tap into the divine plane of ideas.